Did you know that your body contains superpowers that you may not even be accessing? And once you unlock these superpowers, you are able to burn fat by doing nothing. Well, first of all, it's called fasting. And the second thing is eating less often throughout the day. When you combine those two things, your body becomes a fat-burning superhero. When you eat, insulin goes up. Food is instructions to your body, and when you're eating foods that contain lots of carbs and sugars, your body has no choice but to store those calories, and it can't possibly use them all. If you decide to eat twice a day, for example, you have a really good lunch full of protein, full of high-satiety foods, crunchy vegetables, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, berries, eggs, tuna, avocado. Stuff yourself full of those wonderful foods. Notice that none of those foods are highly processed, right? None of those foods, I mean, a couple of them came from a package, but if you look at the ingredient list of yogurt and cottage cheese, there's hardly anything in them. High protein foods, really good fats, crunchy veg, you get a little sweet from the berries, you will be full until dinner. And yes, your insulin does go up a bit when you eat, but because of what you chose to eat, it quickly goes back down again. And then you are regulated until dinner time. You won't need to snack. And then what do you choose for dinner? Once again, lots of good protein. Leafy greens, vegetables that weren't grown underground. Think of broccoli and cauliflower. A really good salad maybe. Make your own vinaigrette. Don't buy the crap that comes in a bottle. There's all kinds of seed oils in those, and oils cause inflammation. So stuff yourself with lots of protein, whatever you choose, but have as much of it as you can handle. And then don't snack before bed. If you can do this, you will be a superhero in midlife and beyond, because you're going to learn that eating less often and eating high satiety foods sets you up for a cycle of superpower. The foods you choose to eat stabilize your blood sugar. They don't make it spike. They don't make you crave the donut, the pastry, the sugary cookies in the cupboard, the crackers. What you eat keeps you full until the next meal, and that next meal might be tomorrow at noon. So eating less often has been a game changer for me. Remember, we were raised to think that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, think of what breakfast is comprised of. You're not getting up for a busy work day and making bacon and eggs, right? You're having cereal, oatmeal, bagels, toast, and what do we put on top of it? Peanut butter, jam, and honey. Yes, those things are absolutely delicious, but they are full of sugar and they do not set you up for a successful morning. You're going to be hungry an hour later, 2 hours later. You're going to be reaching for something else that's sugary because that has spiked your insulin. And your body's like, give me more of that. Hello, sugar, delicious, sweet, carby. I need more of it. And how do I know this? Because I spent years eating like this. I thought I had to eat within an hour of waking, but that was absolutely false. Once I learned to fast, and it wasn't easy at first because yes, I got hunger pangs as I drank my black coffee, but I learned to ignore it because the hunger goes away. We are so used to a fridge and a cupboard full of food. Whenever we want to eat, it's right there waiting for us, right? I had to learn to ignore it. And once I got better at it, I couldn't believe the benefits I was unlocking. So my superhero body started helping me out, letting me know, hey, you are doing really well here. You have no more brain fog as you go about your morning. You're sharp, you're focused. And then on top of it all, more time in the morning because you didn't sit down and eat that bowl of oatmeal, or you didn't wolf down that bagel, or that cold piece of toast you tried to eat as you drove to work and then it fell between the seats because you took a hard left and everything slid off the seat. No, you got rid of all that because you know that you can trust your body. And so when you start feeling these things, you start making more good decisions. Your lunch starts looking different. You think, man, if I feel this good without eating breakfast, without eating that bagel, that muffin, that bowl of oatmeal with 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and a whole bunch of milk, when you stop eating things like that for breakfast, your lunch choices start really getting good. I'm talking a whole can of tuna with maybe a boiled egg chopped on top, some mayo and some shredded cheddar cheese, or a chaffle with chicken salad in it, or it might be scrambled eggs that you cooked last night. Reheat them, throw some hot sauce on there, half an avocado, and then some yogurt and berries. And man, you are feeling fantastic for the whole afternoon. Once dinner rolls around, you're super motivated to keep feeling well and feeling better about the choices you're starting to make. So dinner can include some carbs, but you're going to take it easy on the carbs because you know by now that carbs make you feel like crap. You've just spent the whole day with clarity and you weren't hungry between meals. So why would you blow it now with a huge plate of pasta or a huge bowl of rice? You're not going to do that. You know that feeling good begets feeling good. In other words, feeling good, you don't want to stop that party. You want it to go on and on. So you eat a really healthy dinner. You pile on the protein again, and then your fast is fantastic. So a week goes by and you're like, okay, I'm onto something here. My body is burning fat when I don't eat. I have dinner. I don't snack. I fast until whenever it suits me, maybe till 11 the next day when my workplace lunch hour is. Fasting really well until then. You make really good choices during lunch. Then you don't snack during the afternoon. You feel like you can take on the world because you're not having that carb crash at 2 p.m. You have a really good dinner. You don't snack at bedtime, and the cycle continues. And why does this cycle continue? Because now you feel that your pants are fitting better. You don't feel the back fat that's tight against your bra anymore. You've got lots of energy. You're able to think, man, I gotta start walking again. I might pick up that pair of weights and start lifting, or I might join that pickleball league because I don't feel achy all the time. So now your physical activity goes up. I tell you, your body has superpowers. If you start unlocking them by being able to be a fat burner, it opens up a huge world of possibility for you. You are not a slave to food. You know you can eat very few times a day, and your body does the rest of the work for you. It is the most amazing thing, and I tell you, if you give this 2 weeks of dedication, and yes, you will have to ignore the hunger pangs sometimes, but just because you have them doesn't mean you need food. Have a big drink of water. Remember, your body is used to being a carb burner. Carbs beget more carbs. They make us want more. The more carbs you eat, the more your body wants them. Your brain, it's wired for pleasure, right? That donut tastes great. That bag of chips is delicious. That sleeve of crackers is yummy and buttery and crunchy and salty. But when you go without those things for a couple of weeks and focus on whole foods, lots of protein, really good fats, and don't count the calories. I promise you, calorie counting doesn't apply here. Most people have counted calories out the wazoo for years, an entire life of dieting, and look where it's gotten us, nowhere. It doesn't matter about the calories. It matters about the choices that you make. And I promise if you make these choices in a week or 2 or 3, you will be transformed. And the transformation, you're starting to turn into a different person. You start to identify with a completely different set of rules and structures for yourself. You start ignoring the craft beers and the pina coladas. You start ignoring the table of sweets in the staff room. And this is one of the huge things. You can go by all the fast food restaurants in town and not have a single inkling to turn into the drive-thru. For real. You can go shopping for an entire morning at the mall where Cinnabon is tempting you. Remember we used to get Cinnabon all the time because we could not resist the smells? Or maybe Cinnabon was one of the reasons we went to the mall in the first place. So you can walk through the entire food court and not have one single desire to eat that food. Why? Because you know how to fast. You know that your body right now is devouring its fat stores. Remember, you are a superhero. Your body has superpowers. It burns the fat, the hundreds of thousands of calories of fat stores that are in there right now, your body can burn them for you. And as soon as you learn to unlock that power, oh my God, your life will open up to a very beautiful thing. Please like, subscribe, and share if you got value from this video. And check out this one about making better choices with cocktails now that you're identifying as someone who does intermittent fasting and low carb eating. See you in the next one.